Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, one of my favorite female wrestlers in AEW, and I've been hearing a lot of things, and that kind of concerns me, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hope that she doesn't say the wrong things, or she's gonna end up asking for her release, or Tony Khan's gonna fire her. Now look, I love Britt Baker, and I don't want her to fail in AEW, so I saw this YouTube video about this whole rise and fall thing, the rise and fall of Dr. Britt Baker. So I watched it, and I wasn't upset by the video. I mean, I kind of understand what the guy was coming from, and he was just being ejective. He was being ejective, and I don't mind that. I think that's very important when it comes to being a wrestling fan. Be ejective and check the stats and whatnot. So I personally agree on what was going on because, in year one, back in 2019/2020, Britt Baker was on top of the world. But now we're in the year 2023, she isn't doing so good. Because her last match was, if I'm correct, let me think, she had her match with Chris Statlander and she didn't win. So then that's when she went off of TV and all that good stuff. And then that's when she started making a tweet that, oh, she ain't getting any more promo time and whatnot. And all that, so I wanted to hop on this situation and say, hey, you know what? I think Britt Baker has got something to give, and I don't want her to fail in All Elite Wrestling. I want her to be, I kind of want them to treat her like she's the Charlotte Flair of AEW, but I don't feel like that's going to happen because Britt Baker's always going to be Britt Baker. So I made this top 5 video, and hopefully this video gets out there, and hopefully you guys share this video and help Britt Baker to see this video, and hopefully she'll agree with my ideas. If she don't, then that's alright. I just want to let her know that I'm a huge wrestling fan. And besides, I did met her at the WrestleCon 2023, and she was really nice to me, and I absolutely loved talking to her. And she signed my DMD towel. She signed my rare action figure of her Pittsburgh Steelers attire, which is my favorite attire of all time, by the way. So, yeah. So here it is, the top 5 how Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, can make herself better again in AEW, aka All Elite Wrestling. So, let's go ahead and dive in to this and see how we can make Britt Baker the best female wrestler of all time. Alright, so at number 5, have a gimmick change. So basically, we don't want Britt Baker to be the same DMD as we all know. Basically, we want a character to adapt to different things for her to get herself out there. So I think, maybe take a break from the whole dentist gimmick and change it to something else. I don't really have any good ideas for it, but if I had to give those ideas a choice, it would either be, I know that some of this might sound silly, but I'm just going to throw it out there and just see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then that's alright. Maybe she can be, just a plain doctor. Maybe she just knows how to do surgery on people. Or she can be a fighter or a police officer, or a baker, because, her name is Baker, so it does make sense, or a teacher, somewhere between those gimmicks or just something else. Or it can be a badass character. It can be basically anybody from the comics, or a video game, or a special character from a book. I just think that what I'm trying to say is, she's kind of just playing as herself. She needs to play not herself, if that makes any sense. Because, let's be for real. If we want Britt Baker to be a successful female wrestler and become AEW Women's World Champion again it's pretty obvious. Just change your gimmick, just give it a shot, try it out for 90 days on an episode of Dynamite or Rampage or Collision on Saturdays, and just see what happens. Let's see what the fans react to this. If they like it, good. Stay in the lane of playing a different character or playing not as yourself. If it doesn't work out with the fans, just keep trying it out. If it doesn't work out, once you reach to the 90 days, change it right back to DMD. Not a big deal. Just all I'm saying is get out of the comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone, and just give it a shot. Just give it a shot. It's not too hard. It's not difficult. You got this. Just try that. At number 5, Gimmick Change. Alright, so coming in at number 4, continue the storyline or change it, aka the Jamie Hayter storyline. So basically, if we all can remember real quick, let's put on our thinking caps on this one and say this. Yes, Britt Baker shouldn't have turned her back on Jamie Hayter when she had the chance. Because I get it, because Britt Baker wanted to be a little bit nice and, help out Jamie, give her the rub a little bit, which there's nothing wrong with that. I don't mind female wrestlers helping out another female wrestler get the rub, aka, give them the spotlight a little bit. But what she should have realized, I'm saying this with honesty, what Britt Baker should have realized, she shouldn't have turned heel on her in the first place, and maybe we couldn't have gotten an awesome storyline out of this. Or you can just let them have their feud and just let them go their own separate ways. Either that would work. Either that. So I would like if they would do something with this, and hopefully once Jamie finally gets out of her injury that she was having, hopefully she'll come back. She hasn't been on TV in a very long time, which kind of surprises me, or a while, I mean. Honestly, I just hope that she comes back, has a few matches, and then maybe Britt Baker will show up on the next episode of Dynamite, and then maybe let's see how that story plays out. If the story is old, then I would rather just change it and just let them go their own separate ways. Maybe Britt Baker will show up one time on TV and be like, hey, Jamie, congratulations and all that good stuff for being back. And she'll say thank you and all that, and then they'll go their own separate ways. Either that would work, but I feel like if Tony Khan and the booking decisions would have had changed this, it probably would have been for the best if Britt Baker turned heel in the first place and maybe had a feud with Jamie Hayter, but I guess they didn't want to do that. And let's be completely honest, I was kind of biased at this too because I didn't want them to break up because, I like Jamie Hayter hanging out with Britt Baker because, Britt Baker always likes hanging out with the pretty ladies, and I absolutely respect that, so I know that sounds silly, but I'm just being completely honest. If you disagree, then that's alright. Just don't be hateful about it. I'm just being sane. So, anyways, at number 4, like I said, change the storyline with Jamie, or do something else, move on past it, or do something else with it. At number 3, make yourself more appealing for the AEW fans. Now, I guess this has to do with, looking attractive and looking sexy and whatnot, but look, I look at Britt Baker only as a friend. I don't see her as, how do I say this politely without making it too obvious or too rude or anything? I don't know. Just look, I get where the guy was coming from when I was watching this video, The Rise and Fall of Britt Baker. She doesn't look quote-unquote thick, so alright, sure, maybe if she does some special exercise or training to make her look more appealing and more attractive, then maybe that'll put her more on TV. Maybe that's the thing. Or maybe it's because of her wrestling attire. Maybe she ain't showing enough skin. Maybe she can update that or give her wrestling suit an update. Who knows? But, I don't know if she's having the exact same problem as Alexa Bliss. She doesn't like showing off her skin as much, but she only shows it off on a couple occasions. I don't know if she's having that type of problem. So, again, I see Britt Baker only as a friend. I don't see her as a girlfriend or anything. That'll just put me in a very, very weird situation. I just see her as a friend, personally. Honestly, that she's very cool, and she's hanging out with the love of her life, Adam Cole, baby. So, I love Adam Cole and Britt Baker. Best couple in AEW, and hopefully they'll keep the status and make things, bright for AEW. And like I said, I'll say this once and I'll say this again throughout every single video. I don't want her to fail. I want her to succeed. And this one needs to be talked about, and this has to be addressed right now. And I have to save this at number 2. Wait till this pops up in 3, 2, 1. Finally, at number 2, I had to save this at number 2 because this is very important for Britt Baker, and she needs to see this, including her boss as well, Tony Khan. keep a good relationship with your boss, Tony Khan, and women in the locker room. I get it that Britt Baker kind of has her own mixed takes on a few things than others, and yes, I know that she doesn't get along with Thunder Rosa and stuff, which I get it, kind of toxic. I kind of wish they would both work it out and put their differences aside and whatnot. Listen, everybody makes mistakes. Can we just all admit that? Can we just all admit that everybody makes mistakes? Look, Tony Khan's a good guy. No matter if you disagree with his decision or not, you have to respect him. Listen, I think Tony Khan's okay kind of guy. I mean, he's kind of going through some problems himself too, but don't take the hate on him. Don't be hating on Tony Khan. He's trying his best. He ain't perfect. Belongs if Tony Khan learns his mistakes, he'll do just fine. I believe in Tony Khan. That's all that matters. I believe in Tony Khan. I think he just needs to take it easy on the booking decisions. As a matter of fact, if you ever watch this, please hire some creators, developers, or something. Or should I say, let me take that all back. Please hire some bookers. Please hire some bookers. Please hire some creative people with great minds who know how to put a wrestler over to get them on TV as possible. Tony Khan needs to do that. But anyways, just wanted to put that out in the way real quick. Not only that Britt Baker needs to not get along, but have a good relationship, if you will, have a good relationship with her boss, aka Tony Khan. She also has to be a team leader for the women's division, aka in the women's locker room. I'm not saying she isn't a leader, I just think, with honesty, no judgmental or anything, or no judging here, just, help out the female women's division, help them out, get them on TV. Make this feel important for everyone. When Britt Baker's in AEW, they're going to go, hey, this woman's going to help me make more money for this company, or she's going to help me, or anything is a possibility is what I'm saying. Anything is a possibility when it comes to Britt Baker. Britt Baker is important for AEW. I mean, I know that she was a part of the establishment for year one, but I want her to be a part of the establishment now in the year 2024, which is obviously coming up. I wonder how Adam Cole feels about this, because I kind of hope he can step in and be like, hey, Britt, look, I don't want you to lose this job. Like, just be like a loving, man who loves his woman and all that good stuff. Please say something about this, Adam, if you do watch this, by the way, huge fan. Just want to say that out of the way. So, again, have a good relationship with Tony Khan and have a good relationship with the women in the locker room, aka female wrestlers. And please try to sort out the whole situation between you and Thunder Rosa. I mean, I get that you guys have your own mixed takes on a few things, no matter if it's outside of wrestling or not, or if it's because of each other. Please keep the backstage politics to yourselves. I'm saying this in a loving way because I love everyone, so please, by all means, I want everyone to be a huge success. I don't want anybody to fail. I want people to be winners, not losers. At number 1, don't worry about the PWI own you, or don't let anyone who thinks is a better wrestler than you get the best of you. So what I'm saying is, I didn't know what PWI stands for, but I looked it up, and it has to do with Pro Wrestling Analytics. So it basically does who's at the bottom and who's at the top at number 1, who's at 100 or whatnot. So I guess it's kind of making Britt Baker a little bit upset, but if I was Britt Baker, I wouldn't worry about it, because, look, don't let someone rank you as the best or the worst. People just have opinions. It is what it is. If you're the worst, you're the worst. If you're the best, you're the best. If you're average, you're average. It doesn't matter. I just really want you to, put in all the work, go to the gym, get some muscle, look really strong, try to make, like I said, in all of my points I was making, this would make Britt Baker the best, and this would help her hopefully become AEW Women's World Champion again, or maybe go after the TBS Women's World Championship, or should I say the TV Championship, if you will. So here's a picture of what I was talking about. So yeah. Anyways, that's my top 5 video. If you guys have any good ideas what Britt Baker needs to get her better again or succeed, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe. Thank you.